right, I am going to show you how I start making my baguettes. I have in the oven a country loaf that is 2 minutes away from being done, that I made on Monday, or Monday it went into cold fermentation into the fridge. It is Saturday now, so it should be quite sour. I just didn't have time to bake it until now. So that will come out of the oven soon, and then I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, so my starter is kind of ready. I'm gonna let this sit for a little longer while I'm going to do an autolyse, which is mixing my flour and water, and then let that sit for a little bit, about an hour, and then I'll mix in the levain. And what you hear now is actually my country loaf that is ready to come out of the oven, so I'll show you that one. So here it is. I'm going to show you once I've taken it out and put it on the cooling rack. So very carefully I'm going to flip this guy out. I'll show you in a little bit. So this is my country loaf. I like to bake it in this sort of rectangular cast iron, because then it's more like a loaf, and it's nicer to, or your slices you cut is more even right through. It just works better for us as a family, so that's what I do. Well, that's why I'm using this guy. I'll show you. There's my cast iron I'm using. It's rectangular, and this is just the sleeve that I put under my bread, and then I bake in that. And this was baked at first I heated this cast iron to 500 degrees in the oven with the lid on. Then when the oven was ready, I put the bread in. It's very hot. Put the bread in with the sleeve, close it up, baked it for 20 minutes at 475. After 20 minutes, take the lid off, bake it at 450 for 27 minutes. I get a nice dark loaf. We like it like that. It's nice nutty flavor. There's almost half whole wheat flour in there. So nice hearty country loaf. All right, for the autolyse, I need to mix 668 grams of water. I do like to use spring water, just to make sure there's no chlorine in it. And then I'm gonna measure 668 here. Oop, 669. I think that's gonna be okay. And then I'm gonna tear it back off, and my flour I need to put in is 1,068 grams. So let me just see that. I'm using the recipe in the Perfect Loaf book. It came out pretty nice when I made it last time. So, and that was a gift from one of my neighbors. There we go. 1,068. And I'm just gonna mix this up so it's all incorporated, and let it sit for an hour before I'm gonna add my sourdough, my levain to it. So my dough is now mixed, and I have a little dough on my hands, and I find the best way to get the dough off my hands is just with a plastic scraper. I just use my spatula to do that, and you'll see it comes off pretty easily, because you don't really want any of this dough to go down your drain. So I usually try and get my hands as clean as possible before I go wash my hands. And you know, the wild yeast in the air plus the yeast from the baker's hands are important to make sourdough. So clean off your hands, don't put this down the drain. All right, so this is an hour since I mixed this dough, I am going to add 57 grams of water, spring water, and I'm gonna put my starter in, and that's gonna be 185 grams and 21 grams of salt. So I will do that now, and then let's start with the water. That's 57 grams. Okay, 57 grams. And I am going to put salt in, that is 21 grams. Tear it off. And I'm gonna do 16, 20, 21 grams. And then we'll tear it off again. I don't know if you can see the scale. There we go. And now this is my starter. It's nice and bubbly. Look at those bubbles. I'm going to put 185 grams of this in. $184, just a little tad. 187, that's close enough. Okay, so I'm gonna mix this with my hands, and then I'll show you how it looks afterwards. So I mixed it for probably about 5 to 7 minutes. It's still a little sticky, but it's all coming together now. So I'm gonna leave it for a half an hour, and then I'm gonna do some stretch and folds, and I'll show you how to do that. Right, so here's my dough. I'm gonna do my first stretch and fold, and that's how it's gonna, I wet my hands, and then you just pull the corner up, and you fold it over. And you go to the next corner, you pull it up, fold it over, and third corner, pull it up, fold it over, and then there it is, and then it looks like that, and then you do it again 2 more times every half hour. So I have done one stretch of fold half an hour ago. I am going to do the second one now, and I'll hold it back a little bit, but again, I wet my hands, and I'm just gonna grab the corners, stretch it up and fold it over, and grab the next corner, stretch it up, fold it over. If there's any little pieces of dough stuck to the side, I just grab those as well when I go around, and I just stretch. And then the last one, usually I can get the whole dough out of the bowl, and then I usually just fold everything into a little neat, it's just my OCD. I just want it to be, a little ball in the middle of the thing. Yeah, and then I set my timer for 30 minutes, and I'm gonna do one more. I have cold ferment this overnight in the fridge. This is my baguette dough. I'm gonna get it out of here with my scraper, and then we're gonna measure 6 pieces at 325 grams each, and that's gonna get rolled into a bowl, and we're gonna rest it. I'll show you when I'm done with that. All right, so I divided these in 6, and it turns out 330 grams was the exact amount for these 6 different dough or baguettes, and I've already shaped all of them but one, so I just want to show you. This is pre-shaping, so it's not the shape of the baguette yet. This is just to let them rest for half an hour on the counter. Actually, we're going to rest them maybe a little longer because they're pretty cold. So just when I form these balls, you use the tension on the countertop to kind of get it nice and smooth and round. It's just like a roll and a pull, a roll and a pull, or and then you get these nice round shapes. And these are going to rest now. I'm going to tell you exactly how long that rest is. 35 minutes. So we'll get back to you in 35 minutes. All right. We are going to shape the baguettes now. So I'm going to show you just one, and then I'll do all 6. And what I have here is my linen, and I'm going to flour every strip where I'm going to put the baguette, and I'm going to make mine 12 inches. That's 30 centimeters, because that's what my pan will hold. And every time that I'm done putting one down, I'll fold a little fold in here, flour, put one down, fold, flour, and so on. And I'll show you the end result. So let's form the baguettes. So I have a floured surface here. Should really have my scraper. I'm gonna just sort of stretch this dough a little bit. It's softened now that it's warm. Put it out on a surface, stretch it out a bit so I can get some length in here. And then I'm gonna fold this over, kind of stitch it down, turn it around, fold it over, stitch it down. And then what you want to do is you kind of want to use your thumb and forefinger and then the back of your hand to press down, and so you roll over another. I might be able to show you. So you just kind of pull, press, pull, press, pull, press it down, pull, press it down. So then you start having a nice thicker roll. And then what you want to do is just start in the middle and roll it outwards. Get a nice shape going here. Just kind of see if my the length of this is now where I want it to be. And if I put it down, this is my first one. I'll show you there. So that's there, and it's going to have this. And now I'm going to, I can take some flour again, then for the next one, sprinkle a little here so I can roll the next one, and then I'm gonna continue. I'll show you when I'm done. I'm just gonna go and show you the last one. So you can see here I have my dough, my baguettes formed. I have one more to go. Fold, and then we're gonna flour the last strip for the last baguette right there. And then here is my baguettes. So I just scooped it up. So now I'm gonna just, I have a floured surface here. I'm gonna just stretch it a little bit. Get a nice sort of long shape here. And then I fold it and kind of tape it down. And then I do another thumb in and with my hand over, and then I push it down with my, there we go. And then I do this on the other side too. This is just giving me a really nice, more bulkier roll. And then I take the seam down, I just get a little bit of flour there. And then I just roll it, and that seals it and shapes it into this longer shape that I want. Just grab a little flour there. Yeah, and you can see the bubble in there. Love that. And then I'm gonna put it on my thingy, fold it over, and here are all 6 of my loaves, and at this point they're gonna rest. I'm gonna cover them with a cloth, and they're gonna rest for an hour and 45 minutes, and then we can bake. Just wanna show you that I use my bench scraper to clean my flour off of my countertop. Give it a little scrape with it. Really nice way to get your countertop cleaned, and then you can just wipe it down when you're done. This pan here was heated at 450, so it's super hot. I am going to start baking my first 2 baguettes. I'm gonna just gently get this out of here. It's kind of tricky because it's a little, and then you just want to score them, and it's just kind of, they're a little hot, runny. Let's get some scoring going here. Hopefully that's deep enough. Go through there. I think it's good. And then I'm gonna put the lid back on. Lid is on, and now it's going in the oven for 20 minutes with the lid on. So I baked this close for 20 minutes, then I took the lid off and I baked it another 15 minutes at 450, and here's the first 2 loaves, and I'm going to continue baking those other loaves.